And Charlo was recently on SiriusXM, Achenbrock's show, and was interviewed about it. Interesting clip. So let's play it because we gotta play it, I guess.
Hearn has been putting out about all he did was send you an offer because you're your own boss.
Only thing true about Eddie Hearns is that he's reaching out.
Okay.
All right. That's all I can say. But he's only reaching out so he won't look like the clown that's not like accepting what's going on. You feel me? He's like reaching out but don't really want to make that move, you know?
So he hasn't sent real offers. Has he sent numbers?
Look, let's break the ice, bro. Let's break the ice. Let's keep it 100 because I don't do interviews. This is my only interview.
Got you. Thank you. Appreciate that.
I haven't done an interview with nobody. I don't do interviews because they change your words.
Right.
They make you look like you're not, whatever. So all I do is take care of my kids and have fun, live life, bro.
All right, keep it a buck with us. We appreciate that.
Keep this. Eddie Hearns has reached out. He's not lying about that. He has reached out. The offer wasn't strong enough. I forwarded this shit straight to Al, Sylvia, the command team, the headquarters. They know what's going on. I'm told not to respond. All right? I'm told not to even feed into none of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
All right? So basically, look, I'm the WBC champ. I want to be the franchise champ. You feel me?
Right.
We don't even got to fight for no belt. Canelo, look, Alvarez, Canelo, know who I am. That's all I need to know. You know who I am. I'm gonna keep doing my job. Eventually, we're gonna get in the ring. Obviously, everybody else, in the world, they waiting on this fight. So all I can do is just what?
Do you feel
you fight, you win it?
Right.
Put yourself in my shoes. What y'all want me to do?
No. I hear what you're saying. I totally hear what you're saying. Do you feel Canelo is the best, the other best fight outside of yourself? Do you think he's the biggest threat?
Like, I don't care about the rest of that part. I feel like it's an awful follow-up question. And look, I like Achenbrock, but that's just a really bad follow-up question. Here's the deal with my opinion on this. I think the follow-up question I really wanted to hear after that was, you've been told not to respond to Eddie Hearn or anything like that. Is Heyman responding? Is there negotiation happening for this fight still? That should have been the follow-up question. I'm going to assume, because I have to assume, because that wasn't the next question, that the answer to that would be no. That you're told not to respond because that's not the path they want to go down. If that was the path they wanted to go down, it's already kind of in the public already. They might have even told you, be more public with this. Talk about Andrade a lot. Now we're in build-up mode. Even though the fight's not done yet, and we're negotiating it, it's in build-up mode. So Charlo, go talk to the media, start talking to people. That's how you do it. Have the rollout of the news. I think the idea that you don't want to talk about it is directly indicative of them not planning that fight, them not wanting to do that fight next. And that's unfortunate because maybe Charlo is one of those 4 people, like we mentioned earlier, that is getting a new offer from Canelo. And maybe that's where he's thinking about right now. And if he gets that fight, then look, my criticism goes away. Because if you get Canelo, who cares if you didn't get Andrade? You got Canelo, better fighter, bigger fight. Like, I have no issue with that. He's the real guy at middleweight. He's the king of middleweight. All the other guys are pretenders. He's the king. So I wouldn't have an issue with that. All my criticism would go away. But if you don't get the Canelo fight and you still aren't negotiating with the other champion in your weight class, then what are you doing? You've had 3 fights in a row that have been largely meaningless, I would say. It's time to have a meaningful fight for your first meaningful fight in the middleweight division. You haven't had one yet. He's been in the middleweight division now for what, 3 or 4 years? And he's had no meaningful fights at 160 pounds. Andrade is a meaningful fight. And I get why you didn't fight him at 154, because you fought like J-Rock, you fought Austin Trout, you fought other people that were still really good. You had meaningful fights down there. You don't have that excuse at 160, Charlo, anymore. You don't. Fight someone meaningful, please. You are talented. And plus, I think you do have what it takes to be a really decent draw and star in boxing. If you don't fight anyone That doesn't happen. Look at what's happening to Crawford and how he is digressed in terms of drawing power and star power. It's obvious. And the same thing is happening to Charlo. And again, that's under the assumption, because we don't know, because we didn't get the follow-up question that we should have got, that Charlo being told not to speak on the Eddie Hearn subject anymore and the Andrade negotiation anymore, does that mean that the negotiation with Andrade is done between their camps? And I'm assuming it is. And that's just a shame, because that fight is good. It's meaningful to unification. And it's the logical fight next. Honestly speaking, they shouldn't get Canelo next. They should fight each other. That's how it should be.
I agree with that. I don't know that means negotiations is dead. I think they're not going to negotiate anything until they get an answer to Canelo. I don't think he's going to get Canelo, but until they're told no, right? I don't think they're entertaining like anything else. I don't think that means that negotiations are dead. I just think it means that Jermall Charlo doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jermall will handle this. You know, like if you've ever been involved with a lawsuit and they offer you settlements, your lawyer says don't respond to anything. We'll take care of it, right? Because nothing you say is going to help, right? You pay us for a reason, right? We'll take care of it. I think that's where they are. I don't think that negotiations are dead. I think they're putting their eggs in the Canelo basket right now. And I'm not going to talk to you about anything or anyone else about anything until I'm told there's no chance I'm getting Canelo. Then after that, we can talk about plan B, C, and D. I don't think this Andre fight is dead necessarily. I don't know that it's going to happen next, but I don't think the negotiations are dead.
Right.
I think it's dead. I think I honestly do. I mean, we kind of touched on it when we were saying about people would go over for a Canelo fight. I just don't think, I don't know, like the Charlos, the Tanks, the
Spence's, whoever. You know?
Yeah, going over for
Wilders.
A couple of million more or than what they can make.
3 times more.
Well, yeah. So I just don't see it. But I mean, part of me feels like Charlo got this Eddie Hearn offer and was like, holy shit, Al, look at this offer. And he's like, say nothing, do not reply. Now go tidy your room. And it's like, oh, can I go and play with Andre? Like, you know, it's crazy, but it just shows from his little semi-drunken rant on IG Live to Eddie Hearn, leave me alone, send that shit to Al. Like, bro, you sent it to Al yourself. You just told Akram Barak, like, you forwarded it to Al and Al's told you not to respond. So I don't know, but yeah, I can't see any of these guys going over unless it's like a Canelo fight or some crazy insane. I mean, 7 million is that inflated insane offer for an Andrade fight already. But if it's not a Canelo fight where it's potentially 8 figures, none of these guys are crossing from PBC to help the zone make big fights.
And plus,
their platform.
I said this in the chat in comparison to the Canelo, you know, talking about Canelo, Kale Plant, Canelo, Benavidez, Canelo, Charlo. Would those guys go to the zone for Canelo? The answer is obviously yes, in my opinion, because Canelo represents so much money that he's clearly the A side that you can't argue. We're the A side. You have to come to our network. But in every other matchup we often talk about, it's the opposite way. Spence Crawford. Spence is the A side. Like, saying that Spence should go to ESPN to fight Crawford makes no sense. It just, business-wise, does not make sense. Similar to, like, Charlo Andrade. Like, it's hard to tell Charlo, hey, go be the B side to somebody else's network when he's probably clearly the A side.
I wanted to. So Charlo can't say 2 things. Like, both these things can't be true at the same time. I don't have a boss. I'm my own boss. Send everything to Al and let Al answer. It's like, I don't answer to my wife. I do what I want to do. Can you come to this party? I don't know. I got to ask my wife.
First off, every guy does that with their wives when they say to all their guy friends. Don't bullshit. All of you guys do that. You married motherfuckers. So don't lie.
Sorry, that's epic. That was epic.
Because it's true.
Just go check with my wife.
I think you're right, Gary. I think it's if anything, it just opens you up to like public backlash to a degree, right? Opens up a talking point and narrative from a PR perspective, right? I talk about this often. Take away all the morality of anything from a PR perspective. Have someone sit down and fire and say, hey, don't go out there having mixed signals about your brand. You want your brand to have synergy. You want your brand to be a united monolith in terms of awareness and what that represents. So saying I'm my own boss, no, send everything to Al is mixed signals to your consumers that want to buy into your brand. Don't do that.
Because look,
basic sense. That's all you have to think about it in that way.
When Eddie Hearn has been interviewed about this, and the response from he said, "Oh yeah, he called me and he used the Q word. I won't say it." And he's like, "Oh yeah, that's nice." He said, "But look, he's out there in all these other interviews, and this is like you say that not being clear about your brand. Eddie then is able to say, but he was out here saying Lions only promotion." The big boss, and then Eddie's saying that. So that's obviously going to, everyone watching IFL, it's straight away. Like, so there's a perception straight away. Oh yeah, I thought he was the boss. I thought you were the, so you say dumb shit, you're going to get it's going to get picked up on, and the public are going to, you've either got the people backing you or you got the people that are coming at you to say, what the fuck, I thought you were the boss and stuff. So yeah, and just do not respond. From above, that's it. Final, end of. No more Andrade. I mean, it's even talked about now that Andrade's probably going to move up, maybe vacate his bout, which Frank Warren in turn has said he thinks he's going to get Liam Williams in a title shot. I guess it'll be for a vacant. So
maybe Fox is right for ignoring the WBO belt.
Maybe what?
Maybe Fox is right for ignoring the WBO belt if we get.
Well, they did on the telecast this weekend, right? They showed all the. So good luck to Brian Castano against Texera. I hope you win, and you're just a silhouette on the screen. You're the other.
No, he's gonna be on Showtime, where they show the WBO champion.
Oh, okay, all right.
You're the Showtime fighter, Rob.
It's not a PBC thing. This is a Fox thing. I don't know what Fox has against the W bogus, but.
It's weird. It is. Bill Wanger was the one that talked about it. Remember, Rob?
Yeah, I remember his name. Yeah. I don't know why.
Ryan Penny said there's another organization that has a belt, right? Like they
yeah, cheeky bastard. And then they had the nerve to show the WBA belt, and then underneath said Canelo is the WBA regular belt holder. I was like, people have got a problem with the WBA. Look, there's 2 WBA names on that fucking list as well. 2.
Look, I am not saying what they're doing is right. I'm just making a joke about the WBO being trash because all sanctioning bodies are trash.
Yeah, you're just being all Thurman friendly. The WB, no.
Look, I've been on record now. I'll restate this again for people that are listening because I know I'm going to get a comment about me being wrong on this or whatever. If I don't, I think every sanctioning body should be abolished. And
all trash.
Yeah.
Poor Charlo's so confused about what belt he's got. He wants to be the franchise champion. Canelo is the W. That's why you've got the fucking one on your shoulder.
You can never be the franchise champion, Charlo, by beating Canelo.
Which makes no sense, but I think that's what Charlo was saying was I want to fight Canelo. I want Canelo's belt. I don't think he was.
But Canelo doesn't have a belt. It's not a belt. It's a designation. Okay. Obviously,
before the guy had all the other belts, but don't worry about it. Just
Doug, Gary, come on, pay attention. So obvious.
Shit, it's 10 to midnight. Come on, hurry up.